Welcome to the Pump and Dump channel for a quick video update on CNX Resources before the market opens in about 1 hour or so. Um, we have here the third quarter results and updated guidance for 2019 and 2020. On the face, the report looks good. It talks about 61 cents of earnings per share, which would give it something like a PE of 3. Then there's the more important thing is the updated guidance that I'm going to get into next. But getting to the crucial things, of course, to note when looking at these releases is that they often are talking about um, equivalent values like this MCFE or BCFE. It also always talks about billions of cubic feet equivalent, which is taking the oil and the natural gas liquids, converting it on a 6-to-1 ratio into natural gas, and then adjusting for the prices, and then you kind of get a weighted average price per MCFE of natural gas of 251. So that is an important number to remember, because the company gives guidance in MCFE rather than in terms of natural gas, oil, and natural gas liquids in these earnings releases. Let's get down here to the hedge book. Very important to look at what the hedge book did. They increased their hedges. It's mentioned down here at in this little paragraph here. This is kind of what I talked about on Sunday, is that I would think the rationale would be for them to add hedges in the third quarter, because the prices were at levels where they had previously hedged, so they probably looked to hedge some more and secure the revenue. That's looking at this kind of behavior by the producers hedging their production, it's always a bad sign if you want to be trading natural gas futures, because it kind of gives an indication as to the prices at which these companies are happy selling. And if you're buying at those prices, usually you're paying a premium, and yeah, we will see how that kind of pans out in the end. Getting down here, there's mention of them repurchasing 1 million shares in the third quarter. I don't know the price yet. Might see on the conference call if they mention it. Conference call should be in about 1 hour and a half, I think. So we have a lower share count that kind of offsets some of the money going missing on the balance sheet, but that's okay. Then the most important thing is the guidance here. They talk about updating 2019 volumes to 530 to 540 BCFE, and that's an increase compared to the 510 to 530 they were guiding before. Now this is important because it kind of reflects how the natural gas price is moving relative to oil, and when the natural gas price is it is down substantially versus oil, then suddenly you're producing more BCFE. So that's kind of a misleading statistic, let's say, but it can be still relevant in terms of looking at valuing the company. And then they downgraded the production volumes for 2020 from 570 to 595 down to a range of 535 to 565. So there again, 2019 up, 2020 down. Not too sure like what to think of that. Is it just because of the equivalent value of converting those those volumes, or is it because they're actually producing less because they're hedging more, they're producing less? Could that be a bearish indicator for the sector as a whole? So that's kind of the most important things to take out of this earnings report. Of course, updating the balance sheet is also important, but I'm not going to go into that. The most important thing is in terms of looking at the valuation. It's I can throw out some numbers, but we will see what the stock price does on the day. I think given the discount it had been trading at over the last couple of weeks, I would think that the price would still be in the, let's say, 730 to 760 range. But given the earnings report coming out with updated data, an improved picture overall, in my opinion, from a business point of view, I would hope that it would revert to the fair value, which I would see in the 950 to, let's say, to $11 range, something like that. Ultimately, we will see what the share price does. I have no crystal ball like anybody else, but if we look to the pre-market, it was trading at $8. I think it was 15 minutes ago, and now it's at 8.03. So we kind of, we're seeing some people making moves in the pre-market. So it's not always easy to gauge whether the people in the pre-market are making the sound irrational decision if you don't know anything about the company. But I think that, given my research on the company and the sector, I feel confident enough to, you know, feel that this is, a significant move that is up and that will continue going up throughout the day. And there's of course the possibility I could be wrong, and that's why, as always, I want to remind everyone that this is not investment advice or recommendations for you to run out and to buy all you can. This is the most important thing, is that people need to do their own research, or they need to find somebody who does the research for them and they trust him or her. And that's what it really comes down to in investing, is that you can make the right decision, and that there are people out there that you trust, and when earnings reports come out, that they actually reflect something that could have been anticipated rather than surprises coming out of nowhere. So I'm going to leave it with that. Remember that you can always comment and share your opinion, ask questions in the comment section, and if you like this kind of content, you are free to subscribe to the channel and follow any videos or updates I put out in the future. So have a good day.